Welcome to Mind and Movement, getting smart about how you move. I'm Hazel. Thanks for joining me for Coffee and Move 5. Today we're going to start with, believe it or not, the V-sit, and then we're going to get into doing some softer stretches for the quads and whatnot. Today I want to say what's up to Free. How you doing? I want to say hello to Gay and Steve. This is for your knees, Gay. So some people have been asking for some specific things to be kind of discussed in these little snippets. So if you've got anything you'd like to have addressed, let me know and I'll do something with it at some point. And today I've got some coffee. It's a bit cooler today down here in Christchurch. What's the weather like where you are? So we're getting our pelvis up off the ground. If you've got tight hamstrings, we're letting the pelvis be in a neutral position. And if you want to, you can externally rotate the femurs. And you can see I'm driving that with my feet and my tib bid, these ones here, into my femur to be an external rotation. And then let's get that lymph flowing through here. Okay, we've been doing the couch stretch a lot. It's quite a lot of load for somebody's knees and patellas if you've got anything going on there. So there's another way that you can do this. And I recommend you get a bag. It's a great tool with handles like this for doing this stretch. What we're going to do is lie down flat on your stomach. And the key here is that you want to understand those points on your pelvis. The pubic symphysis, which is the bone above your bits, and the ASISs, those two bony bits, kind of the front of your hips, they always want to be on the ground. So a lot of us, when we're going to set this up, if you can, just grab your leg, but if you can't, hook over the handles of the bag and then grab the bag, and that's going to act as how you're going to pull your foot in there. You want to be grabbing your ankle, not your foot. Lay your head down. The key here is that you are not, let me grab this with this arm so you can see what's happening in my back. You're not doing this, so you're not, see how there I'm arching my back and lifting my pubic symphysis, or this bone underneath, off the mat. It's really important that it stays on the mat, and here you should feel a stretch in the quad here. So I can do that by just grabbing my leg, not my foot, if you don't have long enough arms or if your quads are tight. So the funny thing is that I used to do this stretch a lot and it used to be really tight, but then I progressed to doing the couch stretch, and now when I do this one I don't feel much of a stretch at all. Yay! Longer quads. Awesome. So this is for the quad and it's lovely. Take some nice slow deep breaths. Grab that other leg, and again, make sure that your pubic symphysis is still on the ground. And you know, your ASISs may be off the ground a little bit, but they want to be kind of heading towards the ground. Everybody's bodies are different shapes. Look for, while you're doing this, look for tension elsewhere in your body. So see if you've got you might have to have your glutes on a little bit to keep your pubic symphysis down. But see if you can kind of like, is there any tension in your shoulders that you're holding on to that you could let go? Is there any tension in, you know, the opposite leg? Just see what you find and see if you can let that tension go. Then we're going to do another stretch for the inner thigh. So for this one, what you want to do, there's two variations, and one is to just basically lie flat in your stomach, and then you're going to just bring one hip out the side. So for me, there is now a gap under here. You can see my hip here, my adductors, my groin muscles are tight. So this is it, you just bring your leg up as high as you possibly can, and if you know your hip comes off the ground, you'll feel a nice gentle stretch. And of course you just want to go to where you're comfortable with. Of course we want to transition wisely into new loads and listen to our bodies and You know, it's your responsibility to load yourself wisely. Your responsibility to take care of yourself. That's why you're doing this. Because you're awesome. Okay, so the second level of this one is to actually straighten this leg and then externally rotate the femur. So let me shuffle back this way a little bit so you can see my foot when I do this. So my leg has been in this position, kind of bent. Now I'm going to straighten it and then externally rotate. So you see my femur, if I let it go, it rotates in that way. But I'm going to take it that way because that is going to give me a little bit more of a stretch through here where I really need it. Maybe you do too. Maybe you find this one really easy. Maybe you can get your leg all the way up to here. So this is kind of version 2, externally rotating the femur. We externally rotate the femur a lot because lots of us have an internal rotation in our femur, just like lots of us have an internal rotation of our humerus, which is our upper arm bone. And basically they are caused by the way we live our modern day lives. Awesome. Let's do that on the other side. So I'll change directions so I can see you. So the first one again was just bending that leg. And you'll notice differences between sides. So for me, this side feels easier. But I'm not sure that gap might be bigger. What have you all got planned to do today? We're in day 2 of the retreat here in New Zealand. Good times so far. Okay, if you want to go to version 2 of that, you can straighten that leg and then externally rotate the femur. So you see there, my femur is internally rotated, but I'm externally rotating it. And that just adds a bit of a different element to the stretch, different load to my hip, which is what we want. Our bodies want a huge variety of loads on a daily basis, and yet we don't give them many loads, and the loads that we do give them tend to be the same repetitive loads over and over and over again. So taking your body into different positions, new positions, and transitioning wisely into those positions is really great. We talked yesterday about sitting on the floor and how that can be really great for opening your hips up. And you know, if you're going to be spending a lot of time sitting, don't always sit in the same way. Different positions provide different loads, which creates different shapes in our bodies. And if we always assume the same shape, we end up looking like that shape. You can see it in everybody walking around currently. They look like, a lot of them, to me, look like they've spent a lot of time sitting in a chair. Because they have. Cool, okay. So this is a gentler way of getting into the hips. And again, you know, we don't have to load the patella in doing that quad stretch. And it's much better than doing that standing quad stretch that we all know about. Standing on one leg, because most people when they do that aren't getting the load where they need it. So yeah, do that one, or the couch stretch, which is intense but awesome. And let's just do another little bit of a V-sit. So I can have a moment here to drink some coffee. And man, 10 minutes goes fast. Are you guys up for me doing these a little bit longer? I might try that. So this one really is just for, the hips. So we've done the V-sit, the quad stretch lying down, and then the adductor groin stretch and lying to prone, lying front down. Do a bit of nice exploration of your adductors and get some movement. The best thing you can do for lymph flow, I'm going to say this over and over and over again, is go for a walk. I've just been for a walk. And I'm going to go for another one. Yesterday I went for 3 walks. Keeping away from everybody, keep away from everybody. It's really nice to see actually how when you're approaching somebody somebody moves away, somebody will cross to the other side of the road. It's good, and there actually aren't that many people out there. So again, a nice big V-sit. So you could go through these exercises all again now, do the V-sit again, do the quad stretch, do that adductor stretch, and then come back and do them 2 or 3 times. That'd be a really nice thing for your hips, but if you've just done them once, that'd also be really nice for your hips. We're going to be talking about diastasis recti at some point soon, which is things that you can do to reduce the separation of your abdominals. Lots of people have it, guys can get it, lots of people think that it's because of babies, but it's due to pressure problems in the abdominal cavity that are normally there previous to a baby being put in, and of course it makes the problem worse. But there are lots of things we can do, and it's all to do with alignment, so we'll be chatting about that soon, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, just talking about some more general alignment points, which will help you keep your beautiful body nice and healthy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Any questions, please let me know. Email me at hazel@mindinmovement.co.nz, and I'll see you tomorrow.